Yes, run fans, we're back. Well, not back as in running, but we're back at a parkrun. We're supporting Seb today. He's on video duties this morning, and we're in Haywards Heath at Clair Parkrun. I've never been here before. I think it's like quite a short loop. It's like 4 loops. I also think it's got a bit of a hill in it. It's an absolutely beautiful park. And I have no idea what Seb's going to do. He's very unpredictable when it comes to parkruns. So hopefully he's going to get some good footage, get a good race in, because he won't be able to help himself. The ego is fragile, like many of us. so I'm not going to waste too much time. If you want to see all the updates about my leg and all that stuff, check out the other video. I'm not going to waste your time. If you're not interested, that's totally cool with me. So yeah, let's get going. Good luck, Seb. Let's see how he gets on.
Yeah. Here we go then, run fans. Look at this. It is a world's first in light it up history. We're in the lead, or Seb's in the lead. Short-lived though, but the 20-minute pacer is there, and Seb, we can confirm, is going for a sub 20 today. Now this is not the course you want to be attempting a sub 20 on, especially not 1 week before you run a marathon. But Seb is no ordinary human with no ordinary ego, and when he's got the camera on his head, he's going for those sweet 4-minute kilometers or 6:26 miles. Let's see how he gets on. And we haven't got to wait for that long to see one of our main protagonists of this video. We've got L'Oreal. Look at that soft, luscious hair bouncing along. Now this guy, I don't think he had a barcode. I think it was maybe his first time ever running. He's absolutely rapid, but he didn't really understand what was going on with this course. So keep an eye out for him and which directions he runs, because he has not got a clue. Now, as I described in the intro, this course is basically 4.5 or pretty much 5 times up this long, draggy climb. So it starts at the midway through the hill and it climbs and climbs and climbs. So keep your eye out in the top right-hand corner for that gradient, because it stays pretty spicy. As we turn the corner, we then go down a nice long hill, and then you just go up the other side all over again. And Seb is just checking with the pacer if there's any flat whatsoever, and there is very slightly as you get to the bottom of this hill. But as you can see, we're at -12%, so -13, so you've got plenty of room to make up some time. But as anyone that's ever run hills knows, the time you lose up a hill, you cannot gain back down a hill. So Seb's done a 1940 something at Hove when I was pacing. Go and check that video out. And other than that, he's not really done many hilly parkruns. He did Tilgate with me and Dave a few weeks ago, although I wasn't running. I was injured back then, and I still am injured now, so bad day for me. But we're getting a bit of a chasing pack going on here with the leader up ahead, but he's not going to stay ahead for too long due to his own inaccuracy with his directions. As we come running along there, there's me on the left filming, yeah, giving Seb a bit of a shout for the lead pack. As I said, this is the flat part, and we're at 3:33. I haven't mentioned the pace yet. Seb's heart rate is pinging off the limiter, and we're at a very fast pace indeed. Is he going to be able to keep this up? Because if he does, this is going to be an absolutely monumental effort. See the lead guy goes to the right. Luckily, second place gives him the shout to take the left-hand side. He says, don't know where to go. Well, mate, you should have looked at the course map beforehand. So he's back on it. L'Oreal is back through, bouncing along. And this is the hardest part of the course. As we come along here, we take a right-hand turn. Check out the gradient in the top right-hand corner here. I'll give you a hint. It's on the pacer's vest as well as the top right-hand corner. Up to 20%. Oh, still staying below 5 minutes per kilometre, they say. That is a fair effort. And we're approaching that first kilometre now as the two leaders start to pull away and Blue Shirt Man comes through. It's the first kilometre in a 3:42, 18 seconds ahead of pace. Yeah, I'm slightly worried about Seb's wheels at this point, because they might come off, or he might have the absolute run of his life. I cannot wait to see what happens, because he's now at the base of that climb and we are going up again, and we do this 4 more times. So he's got a monumental effort ahead of him, but he's put in a fair old whack. Is it too much too soon? Who knows? Those who know Seb, His brother Ben in particular probably does know what the answer to that question is, but let's find out. Halfway through the second kilometre pretty much, and Seb is still stuck onto this pacer, and we've got to give a shout out to this pacer's shorts because that is an absolute statement and we are all here for it. As we crest the top of the climb. Oh, and he's gained about 5 or 6 metres on him. Can Seb close this down with this young gentleman in the blue top as well? Are they able to get back onto terms with him? And I've got to give a shout out to the 20-minute pacer because pacing 20 minutes is hard enough anyway on a flat course, let alone when you've got just a climb 5 times. That is a very, very difficult thing to do indeed. As Blacktop comes through on the right hand side, and that's the first mile. It's a 6:18 first mile, so again we're still 18 seconds ahead of time, but the cracks are beginning to show. Can Seb jump onto the back of blue shirt boy just ahead here and try and get onto the coattails of this 20-minute pacer before they start the climb all over again for loop number 2, and then number 3, and then number 4, and then number 5. There's a lot going on. Now, actually, when I first turned up, I thought it was going to be pretty manic on these paths because they're quite tight as we see the runners come through here. But actually, it was perfect for overtaking, and it's not that busy a parkrun. Less than sort of 150 people, I think. So compared to Tilgate, where you get 500-600 sometimes, that can get very congested. But everyone always had room. No one was ever getting in the way or unable to pass or anything like that. So I highly recommend it. If you want to get some hill training in, this is the parkrun for you. As we end the ever so slightly downhill part and we enter in to the wall of doom. Let's check out what the gradient is in the top right hand corner. Can Seb use his long gangly legs to climb it and catch up with this pacer? He's still within reaching distance. We've gone beyond 20%. Somehow the hill has got steeper. I don't know what it is. 26% I saw there, and that's the second cane, 4:04. So the wheels are not off yet. Maybe one lug nut, but we've still got the 4 other ones. The locking wheel nut is still on there. As Swishy Hair Girl comes flying past, she did an absolutely incredible run today. Is Seb able to catch on to her ponytail and get past and catch up? Because it's looking like he's cracking ever so slightly. Let's check in with him at the second part of this hill. Halfway through the second kilometre then, and we're halfway up the climb, and Seb has well and truly lost sight of the pacer. But I've got to say, this is an absolutely incredible effort from the young man. Heart rate is still staying. I think Seb's heart rate is like 195-ish, so he's still got plenty of way to go, I think. And to be below 180, I've seen it at 180 early in this run already, and so he's keeping it under control. That pace is still close to that 4-minute mark, so not all is lost. And remember, that 20-minute pacer might be pacing this slightly wrong. It's very difficult to know exactly what pace you've got to run when it's uphill and downhill. So Seb may well still be on the money. He's still under that pace according to the last 2 kilometres. So I'm interested to see what we get for this 3rd kilometre as we get to this downhill and it starts to ease off for -2%, so he can start to open out his beautiful long legs and really try and make up a tiny bit of that time as we see that pace in the top middle start to drop. We're at 4:12-ish, so that's decent, but we're going to need a little bit more from you, Seb. Come on, dig in, boy. Right, we're into the business end of this park run, the 3rd kilometre. What's he got in the tank? It's a 4:17. We've hemorrhaged a bit of time, but that's still a very respectable time on this course for one of these loops. So he's 3 seconds behind that 20-minute figure. He's got 2 Ks to go. Is he able to hold on to it, or is it just going to completely spin out of control and he's going to hemorrhage time towards the end of this? Up this super steep wall of a climb. You can see he's just got his head down. He's absolutely chugging away. He's still staying below 5 minutes per kilometre for that section on a 20% slope. That is seriously, seriously impressive. But the trouble is you hit that slope and then there's only more climbing to come. So it's like one of those awful hard workouts where you put yourself into the red zone and then you have to run at threshold afterwards. This is like a cruel version of that in the middle of a 5k all out effort. Look, we're at about 20% going around this hairpin here. That's a second mile in 6:43. So again, we're not losing that much time. He can still make this, but it's just how much damage he did in that first kilometre. Maybe if he paced it a bit more conservatively, but he was with the 20-minute pacer. All you can do is go with them and trust them, especially when you're at a new parkrun, you don't know the layout. So did that pacer go off too quick? We have to check his time at the end and see how he comes in. But we've got to trust him. The guy, he's got jazzy shorts on. He must know what he's talking about as we start the long climb now towards the 4th kilometre. Lots of people running this today. What an absolute hero effort everyone put in. It was such a good community vibe. It reminded me of East Grinstead. I really do enjoy, I love the big park runs like Hove and Worthing where there's just so many people and it really brings you along. But I also love the smaller, more community based sort of park runs like this one and East Grinstead. They've got very different feels and it's really worth trying all of the different ones out. If you only do one park run, start to spread your wings a bit. Don't just stay loyal to the one brand. Go out to other places, meet some new people, try out some new courses. I highly recommend it. And look at this run, fans. There's some fight in the dog yet. He's below that 4-minute pace as he hurtles past the injured me on the bench, taking in the sunshine, having a much more relaxed time with my life. I don't know why it's saying 10% on this part. The GPS has got slightly confused, I think. But he's still, look at that, into the 350s. He's doing absolutely incredibly here. What's this 4th kilometre going to say? It's going to be big. 4:23. So he's 26 seconds behind now. Will he be able to pull out a 3:34 last kilometre? I mean, I've seen Seb do some incredible things, especially on a bike, on a cyclocross bike in particular. But I'm not sure he's got that in the locker. But he's now fighting for position. He's in the top 10 somewhere, I believe. And what is he going to do when it comes to this last hill? Is he going to absolutely send it? Let's check out the pace whilst we also check out the gradient. Up to 20%. He's just over 4. He's absolutely hammering it. That's got to be the fastest he's done that. That is super impressive. One more time up and then down the downhill. And then you turn right at the pavilion bit for the finish. There's a few people walking there. I do not blame them. Seb's got enough in the tank to give them a bit of a cheer and say, keep going. You know, that's what it's all about, that community spirit. And that is the beauty of parkrun. It sounds cheesy, but don't knock it till you try it because it is absolutely lush. Right, round the hairpin. It's like he's cycling in Flanders. It's a Tour of Flanders. We're on the bergs of Haywards Heath. He's got less than a kilometre to go. He's at 18 minutes. He's got 2 minutes to run 700 metres. It might not happen today, but how close to 20 minutes is he going to get? Here is the last of the climbing then. And this course has 102 metres of elevation gain. And compare that to Tilgate, which people think is a hilly course, that has 41 metres of elevation gain. So this Clair Parkrun is absolutely no joke. You want hills, this is a place for you. And Seb has absolutely smashed it. 3rd mile in a 7:04. And look at the pace now. He's absolutely storming down to victory. There goes the 20 minutes. But is he going to be able to get under 21? How close are we going to be able to get to that elusive 20 minutes? Elusive, especially when it comes to this course. Seb's definitely got a sub 19 in him on a flat course. I know that. And me and him are going to come back to this place and we're going to smash out some sub 20s over summer once my leg is back working and isn't falling off. Heart rate's beginning to push to 180. 5th kilometre he hit in a 4 minutes 11. That is so impressive. And then we go through for a 20:40 parkrun. massive. Well done to Seb. And also the pacer, I think, came in at 19:58. So I apologise for ever doubting you, dude. That is absolutely incredible from Jazzy Short, man. To be able to pace that closely on that course is seriously impressive. He must have a really fast PB for flatter courses as well. So yeah, respect to him. The leader came down, old L'Oreal in the blue vest. He ran past the finish line, got lost, came back, and in that time, second place, came through to take the dub. You got to do your research, my man, otherwise someone is gonna steal the gold medal from you. Right, thanks for watching, everyone. Make sure you like and subscribe. That would mean a massive, massive amount. I promise I'll be back filming some of these as soon as I can. There's L'Oreal. Bit confused about what's going on. Doesn't even get a barcode scan. Rookie mistakes all round. And Seb's getting his. He came in 8th place. So massive well done to him. Keep it real, guys. See you later. Yep.